All right, and to talk more about China's participation in the Ballast Water Management Convention, let's bring in Dr. Liu Nengye, a senior lecturer at the University of Adelaide. Dr. Liu, thank you so much for joining us. I want to begin by asking you, as the largest trading nation on the planet and with millions of tons of ballast water released here in Chinese waters each year, what kind of responsibilities do you foresee China taking on as it enforces this convention?
Yes, first, thank you for the invitation. I think by ratifying the Ballast Water Convention, China has been taking a serious commitment for the protection of the global marine environment, especially the prevention of invasive species from ballast water from the shipping industry. And as you already mentioned, the key focus of the Ballast Water Convention is to ask for the international vessels traveling for international business to install the ballast water management system to treat the ballast water and kill those species before they discharge ballast water into the coastal waters. And as you may know, that China has a very long coastline with 18,000 kilometers, and also along these 18,000 kilometers, China has various regional marine and various diversified marine ecosystem that needs to be protected from invasive species. And so by ratifying the Ballast Water Convention, this is a huge commitment for China to protect its own marine environment. But at the same time, all the Chinese vessels now going abroad for the international business, they will also be asked to install ballast water management system. So it's not only a commitment for protecting its own, but also a commitment for protecting the global marine environment as the third largest ship owner, and with a huge shipping industry.
Yeah, absolutely. And Dr. Liu, China has already made quite a bit of progress when it comes to marine protection, but what kind of challenges do you think still remain? Is it perhaps stronger regulation that's needed, more investment in marine technology, or perhaps even attracting more talent into the industry as well?
Yes, in my view, I think there are particularly two issues that China needs to deal with, and both are related to the law itself. So we don't need more legislation. And as far as I know, the Chinese authority, Maritime Safety Authority, who is in charge of this issue, has a quite capable staff system. So the first problem is the law implementation. So what the current practice by the Maritime Safety Authority is, when China ratify International Maritime Organization Convention like the Ballast Water Convention, they will just issue a notification to notify all its local branches, and then this convention will then be implemented along the country. But conventions can be complicated technically. And sometimes when you negotiate the convention, it can also be quite vague sometimes. And also it's in English. So in order to have an effective implementation, China might need to think of transforming the international convention into domestic legislation in Chinese, so that this would facilitate the Maritime Safety Administration to better implement this convention. And also another issue that China is facing is the law enforcement. This is related to the coordination of the institutions. Let me give you one example. For the Ballast Water Treaty Convention, to inspect the ships for the prevention of invasive species from ballast water, the Maritime Safety Administration is the competent authority, but they don't have the skills so far to inspect invasive species from ballast water. It is the State Oceanic Administration which has this competence to inspect invasive species from ballast water, but they don't have competence to deal with the issue. So when it comes to effective law enforcement, they need to have a very good coordination among institutions. So I think these are the two challenges that China is facing when it comes to the protection of marine environment in general as well.
All right, many thanks for your insights.